Thank you. I was daydreaming. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum, and so glad you were able to join us this morning. By there. And if you're with us for the first time, thank you for popping in. That's why we gave you the popcorn today. And those of you joining us online, thank you for joining us today. Our coffee bar is open. The snack bar is open. You can help yourself at any time. It's not a problem to get up during service if you need a refill. Go right ahead, self-serve. And speaking of coffee, I know how much you enjoy it, and if you want it to keep flowing, please take the opportunity that's waiting for you to sign up to be a barista one Sunday. I know we need one person to join Donette next week, and July looks very dry. So it's going to be a water month unless you're called to go ahead and do that. Also, big thank you to Stacy, Tom, and Jerry. Yeah, that's $3,000 worth of thank you. If you look out the window, you'll see it's beautifully clean out there. They just had tons of stuff to take to the dump. So our riches really are in people in this community. That was just wonderful, removing all those tree trunks from the storm. And of course, our real work here is always with prayer. If you have a prayer request, whether it's something you're celebrating or something that's a concern heavy on your heart, our prayer box is over there by the sofa, and our prayer team will pray with you for 30 days and forward it to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. Let's affirm our mission statement together. We spiritually awaken to our oneness with God, with each other, and with all creation. And this comes out of our vision of seeing a world that is powerfully transformed through a growing movement of a shared spirituality. Not saying this is the right path or that one's the wrong path, but really honoring ourselves and each other, whatever path we're on and wherever we are on that path. Knowing that there's only one light, that one presence, but there are so many lamps, we affirm together. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. And we have a new prayer song, an old prayer song for some of you, Surely the Presence. I think you'll catch on to it soon.
Children, God said it would be. It doesn't take very many. It can be just 2 or 3. And I feel that same sweet spirit that I've felt oft times before. Surely I can say I've been one with love. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. There's a holy hush around us. Glory fills the place. I've touched the hem of the garment. I can almost see its face, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of this joy. I know without a doubt that I've been one with love. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty presence and its grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory in each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Oh, just breathe that in, knowing that this place is right in here in our heart. What a great place to be as we go into prayer, praying for our neighbors with whom we share this planet. Just this is a season for graduations and end of years for all of our students. And I want us to take a moment this morning to bless those graduating. High school, college, chokes me up thinking about it. And the teachers. I think all of us, our lives are different because at least one teacher during school just resonated with us in a certain way. Also coming up this week on June 12th is Loving Day. And the reason it's called Loving Day is because back in 1967, after a 7-year battle, the Lovings, which is a couple, that happens to be their name, how appropriate to go to the Supreme Court, it was an interracial couple. And that was against the law in Virginia. And in 1967, the Supreme Court threw that out, that you cannot have that kind of discrimination based on race about who you're going to marry. Took us another few years before we got gender into there, but celebrate along the way. So just think about being very loving on July 12th. That's a great one. And there's a lot going on in the world. It's overwhelming to me, so I'm not going to go into any of the details other than that. We're just going to take a moment to open up our hearts, close our eyes, and just, we hold to the truth, we hold to the possibility, the potential within each and every situation, that wherever there is illness, that we see the wholeness beyond appearances. Wherever there is conflict, we see that pulse of peace. Where there is lack, let us see plenty. And where there is division, let us see oneness. Whether it be for our neighbor physically next door, for one of our family members, or for those neighbors we have yet to meet that are around the world. We hold to the truth that God is in this place, that God is the love that is underneath everything, that God is the presence in each and every situation, and that this presence is there first and foremost. We only need to allow it to be a channel in and through us. For this truth, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. Amen. And a little time here at the table to have a little discussion. There's a saying, it might be an old English saying, that say you saw somebody go down the street with a BMW convertible and you go, I wish they had a feather. And what that means is, I wish I had that car, they had a feather, then we'd both be tickled. So, today I'm going to ask you at the table to share how you would fill in the blank. If I had their and they had a feather, then we would both be tickled. Does this make sense? It was a Canadian thing. I will admit to that.
Never heard that saying before.
I know. It's a Canadian thing. What can I tell you?
Those Canucks, I tell you. So, yeah, I'm going to have you go first because I have no idea.
Well, sometimes the day, if somebody was sitting there with a hot fudge chocolate brownie, ice cream on it, yeah, I wish they had a feather and I had that. It's probably by the moment. Like if I'm needing comfort and somebody had a great stuffed animal.
Oh, sure.
And I'd really want to hug it.
Yeah. So it would change from day to day, hour to hour.
Yeah, there's nothing like overwhelming that I think I can't, I'm drawing a blank on it, but I can think of things. There are times that, it's cold out and somebody's got a hot beverage.
Chocolate or something
and you go,
like
okay.
that. If I had their hot cocoa and they had
that
kind of thing. Well, I was, top of mind is that I'm looking for work.
Oh.
And so if I had their awesome high-paying job, And they had a feather.
Where they like you and respect you and support you and appreciate your
and
talents.
I get to do what I like for like the next 5 years before I retire.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And they had a feather.
Well, sure.
Yeah, and you'd both be tickled.
There you
yeah.
go. So it makes sense, but like I said, you go to top of mind, and it changes all the time.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
It does.
And you can't live in a lack consciousness. I can't focus on that.
Yes.
I need to focus on my skills and what I can bring.
And knowing that position is there, where you're going to be a blessing.
Well,
You'll be a blessing to them as much as they're a blessing to you.
I just need to let it come to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that I have to, no work put into it. I got to put effort into it, but it's there.
Yeah, you don't sit in a car and not steer.
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, there.
Well, should we sing our song?
Sure, because you'll be certainly welcomed wherever as you like.
Yeah, yes, I would
okay.
be. I know.
Yeah.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Oh, my soul is welcome here. 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 Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay? Yep. I'm Maggie Bishop, your platform assistant for today. Our daily word is kindness, inspired by this proverb: whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor. When we think of being kind, we are reminded of the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It takes only a moment and no special effort to be kind. We can smile at a stranger, hold the door for the person behind us, or let someone go ahead of us in the line. These small acts of kindness bless everyone involved. Other kind efforts may take more thought. We think of how we prefer to be treated. We certainly want to be heard and respected. We want to know our views and opinions matter. We want others to see our value and treat us with dignity. We hold this thought as we think of others. We see people imbued with the Spirit of God. kindness flows from us to bless others. Let's affirm together, today I will be kind to others. June is Pride Month, and this year it's especially meaningful as many gains in freedom for the LGBTQ community have been taken away from our transgender population. A person who is transgender is no longer allowed to serve in the military, compete in various levels of amateur sporting events, and can even be denied gender-affirming medical care. This is Lieutenant Bree Fram, a deployed veteran serving our armed forces for 22 years, was placed on administrative leave yesterday because she can no longer meet the standard of military excellence and readiness because she's a transgender woman. Yesterday, her teammates each shook her hand and told her what an honor it had been to serve with her. An honorable person to the core, she responded that honor was hers. She says, it's been the honor of my lifetime to serve this nation and defend the freedoms and opportunities we have as Americans. My wildest dreams came true wearing this uniform. Lieutenant Fram lives in the golden rule with her kindness in a situation that was anything but kind. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Winalee.
Yay! And this is a song of kindness, really about an act of kindness. Karen Drucker's song entitled I Will Stand By You.
I will stand.
stand. Stand. I will stand by you.
What a great song. I dedicate that to Lieutenant Bram. Oh, so we are completing a little series I've been doing inspired by a book by James Rosemurky about even mystics have bills to pay, because it really is always about balancing our spiritual life and our human life, our day-to-day life. And how do we make these things kind of fit together? So we started out with talking about that this mystic, that part of us that wants to know God more, is within us. It's nothing to achieve, just something to let out. Talked about the coin of the realm. Where do we put our faith? What are we? Where's our security? Is it in the outer world or the inner world? Is it in that penny? We had a lot of fun with pennies for a couple weeks. And we talked about a journey to be in that space where there are no needs. The 23rd Psalm, I shall not want, just really is not like a commandment, but it's something that we really, an acknowledgement that we do have that access to completion by living in that great Thanksgiving in all things. Last week we talked about the prospering home. I made a suggestion that when you're writing checks to do it gratefully as opposed to resentfully. Good time of year to do it, too, for any of those that pay quarterly taxes, because they're due this month, state, local, and federal. Get them out and to write those checks without being, instead of being resentful, really being grateful for the service that it's providing, whether it's your electric bill or whether it's taxes. Just finding that new, deep gratitude in that, being in the flow of all things. And today we're going to talk about poverty, plenty, and paradise. That kind of sums up the whole thing. So we talk about prosperity, and we look at the world, and you think, what are the prosperity principles for the whole world? And there's some real basic ideas that we'd include in that. We think everybody should have food and water and clothes and shelter. Also that there should be people should have the right to a sense of security in their lives, and also an inner peace, whatever that might mean for them. And we know that from that space of inner peace, whatever spiritual path we might be on, we feel that security within the divine within us. And when we feel secure, it gives us the freedom to create and to express ourselves, to really live into the fullness of who we are. But if we look at the world, there's wealthy nations and wealthy people, and there is nations that are in abject poverty as there are people in abject poverty. That little cartoon up there says, the discrepancy between the very, very rich and the poor, and yet the rich still seem to want more, that it's not enough, no matter, even though they have more than they could spend in a lifetime. 60% of the world's population has no toilet or safe way to dispose of human waste. 60%. And 1 in 3 people don't have access to clean drinking water. And we're sitting here talking about prosperity. How do we blend this all in? I mean, I go over to the drinking fountain there and fill up my cup. And if I have extra and I want it cold, I might pour that out or maybe feed a plant with it. And yet there are people that don't have that luxury of even having 1 cup of clean drinking water. As we got into space, we saw some remarkable photos from the spaceship, looking at the planet and seeing it from a distance we had never seen before. And there was something that started in human consciousness. Instead of being focused on the I, we understood the we in a much different way. There's that song, From a Distance, the whole world. It looks so bright. And when you look at the planet as a whole, that beautiful blue marble in the sky that we all share, you can see the whole thing working together to create its beauty. You don't see the individual flaws, the conflict, the poverty, or the extreme wealth. Poverty is a problem of those in need, but it is also a problem of those who have much. This is not we're not in silos. Where there's abject poverty, it impacts wealth. whatever level of wealth that might be, because it is a global economy. Not only that, it is a global water supply. It is a global air supply. It is a global ocean. That water doesn't stay within a silo. It flows. And so we know that somehow we're connected to this huge world problem, yet here we are as individuals, and in the scope of it, you can feel totally powerless. What difference can you make? What difference? Earlier this year, we did some lessons inspired by Jan Phillips, who is kind of a fun mystic, if you will. And she put out a little thing about how to be a mystic. How do we become more connected to that oneness, that idea, that divine oneness of how we are all interconnected? And she said, wake up every morning with thank you on your lips. Brush your teeth with gratitude bubbling out of your mouth. Think about how you got up this morning. Did you just have gratitude bubbling out of your mouth as you brushed your teeth? Can you feel the difference that makes inside of you and just exudes through you as doing this? So as we wake up in the morning with gratitude on our lips, really acknowledging the many gifts that we do have, that we can go into the sink and turn on the water and brush our teeth without worrying if there's some kind of contaminant there that's going to kill us. So we live in this culture of really, it almost feels like a duty to consume. Have you ever, I notice sometimes I just want to go shopping and I don't need anything. I learned that window shopping is okay. I don't have to buy. I can shop without buying. But even at the dinner table, clean your plate. There are starving children in China, wherever. Clean your plate. And then we get these commercials that goes, okay, you got this stuff happening in your life, but if you buy this, it'll all be okay. You know, you're broken, and this will fix you. So not only are we told to consume, we're also told we're broken, and consuming will somehow make us better. Support American businesses. Could be a more patriotic thing to do than buy American, right? Buy. It's just this constant message that comes to us to consume even when we don't need. If you look at some of the other faith cultures, I love it in Islam, it says, riches are not from an abundance of worldly goods, but from a contented mind. A contented mind. And in Taoism, it says, he who knows he has enough is rich. It's not about those with the most toys. It's simply about having our needs met, having our mind content, that we don't have this hunger for what? We don't know, but there's just this need to go on and to accumulate, if you will. So in How to Be a Mystic, Jan suggests after we get up, with bubbling gratitude coming through the toothpaste, leave your newspaper folded, your phone off, and the door to your prayer place closed to the world until you've taken the call from the one who speaks in silence. Wow, before we engaged with anything else in this world, if we just stopped a minute and waited to engage with the one who speaks in silence. Emily Dickinson, who most of you probably heard of at school at least, the poet, she said, the only news I know is bulletins all day from immortality. Wouldn't that be a great way to get your news? It's the only news you get are those that just come intuitively to you. And think of what comes in intuitively to us, to love one another, to be kind, to be cooperative, as opposed to competitive. I mean, these are the messages that are always downloading to us if we can stop and listen. Jesus told a story about the parable of the sower. And this is in Matthew. It says, a farmer went out to sow his seed, and as he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow, but when the sun came up, the roots were scorched and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still, other seed fell on good soil where it produced a crop, 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. There's this great growth of abundance. And of course, what we're talking about here metaphysically is the soil is our mind, and the seeds are ideas, words that we hear. And the best idea in the world, if we're not open to hear it, falls on rocky ground. There was a time in my life when I had 5 kids in the house, 4 of them teenagers, and we knew there was a day that the door was open, a moment, and you had to cram all the good stuff in you could while they were absorbent and listening. And then after that, the door shut, and you could tell them the same thing a zillion times, and it bounces off, just bounce off. Do you know what I'm talking about? And aren't we all like that? I mean, we can hear something and it doesn't apply to me, and it just goes by you. And other times, wow, I didn't know that. I never heard that before. This time it resonates with me, and something within me quickens. I go, yes, that's what I needed to know. This is what we're talking about in the parable of the sowers, these words of truth that just make so much sense to our heart, that we all are one, that we are interconnected, that everyone has value, that there's great joy in the diversity of humankind and the diversity of our world. Now, this is true for the good seed and the weed seed, because sometimes we hear absolute crapola, and our door is open, and that seed gets planted, and pretty soon, just seems ridiculous, maybe in the light of a new day, has taken root and grown this huge planted a huge thing of thought in our minds. So it's certainly, as a good farmer of our consciousness, that we watch what seeds we're planting, that we make sure the soil is prepared, because we got up and turned everything off until we heard from that one that speaks in the silence. Jan says, let your mind empty and fill it with 10,000 thoughts, and remember that nothing is not holy. Wow. So as we go through our gardening processes, we have these thoughts growing in our mind, picking out which are the good thoughts that we want to nourish, which are the weeds that we need to take out of there, knowing that it is all God. It's how we're relating to it within our life. That it's all divine, it's all holy, even though we may not like it at the moment, we may not need it at the moment. I don't think there's anyone who's been diagnosed with a dis-ease in their body that sees that too as God. But if you just take that moment to empty your mind and then fill it and acknowledge that it is all holy, nothing that is not holy. There's only one power, one presence. There's no exceptions there. May not be our timing, may not be our comfort or our pleasure, but this too is an expression of the divine, the universe, whatever words you want to use for this oneness. The parable of the sower was such a powerful parable. It inspired a lot of artists. This is in the 1800s, The Sower by Jean-Francois Millet from France. And you can see in the sower here, he has the man very forefront, and it's a very dark picture. And the ground is very brown. Yeah, okay, it's taking the seeds. And it really gave another artist a lot of food for thought about this, understanding the process of the divine moving in and through us, that creative process within each of us. So Vincent van Gogh, he took the parable, and he took this idea from Jean-Francois Millet, and he painted the sower at sunset. And in it you see what overtakes the eye is the sun, the light, one light, many lamps. And behind the sower is fields that are full and ready to harvest. So even as things come for completion, our creative process never stops. We are always planting seeds. We are always sowing. We are always setting those things into motion. And we are also harvesting at the same time. You know, life is not linear. It's not like school, first grade, second grade, third grade, graduation someday. It's all of this happening at one time. If you can imagine taking all your classes at one time, if you're taking first, second, third, fourth, eighth grade, high school, and college math, all at the same time. This is what life is like, which is why we can't really conceive. We try to linear it down, put it in little compartmentalizing spaces in our mind to separate it. Because it's infinite, it's so overwhelming. No wonder we have to have some tools to separate it out for us. Jan said that as a mystic, be aware the words you speak on Monday become the life you live on Thursday. Boy, if we really remembered that what comes out of our mouth It's not all beautiful. Sometimes it's those unleashed emotions, that knee-jerk reaction that is not what we want to live. But knowing that we're setting, those are the seeds we're planting. Those are what we're throwing out there. And hopefully they fall on the rocks, or at least shallow ground, so they burn up pretty quick and get out of there. Well, I know here at Unity, we have one of our values is stewardship, which includes earth care. And while our earth care team has not restarted since the fire and since we moved out here, the values of earth care have been imbued into the culture of our community here. And this week, on June 2nd, we were awarded the Green Star Award for Environmental Excellence for 2020. Yes. So just if you want to know what we did, because sometimes when you're doing it, you don't realize you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's normal, natural. So the values that we showed in the things that we did in the past year was to honor the interdependent web of creation, knowing that we are all one. So one is the memorial garden, which is ongoing. Last year we planted 4 red horse chestnut trees out there, and our trees all have little white things on them because we have deer that like to go out there too. And so we're trying to, that interdependent web of creation, we're trying to prevent decreation on that. One of the other things was this wonderful bench that the diversity team put out honoring the Three Fires Council, the indigenous people that were once on these lands. And then the third one was a community council fire. Again, all these things about learning the interdependency and working together. And there's a lot of other things we did last year too, like recyclable take-home boxes for when we have potlucks, maybe there's food left over and people want to take it home. The White Elephant gift exchange. See, isn't it much more fun to consume when it's just an exchange? We're not making more stuff for the planet. We had so much fun creating community too with that. We had a class, a cooking class. Carol Maynard and Janet Courtwright did it on using spices. An encouragement maybe to cook more at home as opposed to going out. See, all these simple things. We had a class on sacred geometry, that God is in nature, and then we had a blessing of the animals. That was an interesting day with some creatures here in the sanctuary. So you understand there's a culture that we're understanding the words that we do say become the life we live. And because we've held to this value of our oneness with all things on the earth and earth care, it's an ongoing imbued thing, and one of these days I know our Earth Care team will start up again, and we'll see what happens next on that. Being a mystic, Jan says, is look deeply into the eyes of those who speak to you, that you can see yourself in there. Look deeply into the eyes of those you speak to so that you can see yourself in the other person's eyes. Wow. I don't know when the last time I've really done that, really looked into somebody else's eyes so much that I could see myself there, really understanding that oneness. So I'm going to ask you first impressions. If I were to say some groups of people to you, what really is your first thought? If I say a Muslim, there's still some throwbacks to 9/11. Iraqis, Chinese. Oops. Haitians, who are now not allowed to come into the country. Canadians. What do you think about Canadians? Or what about immigrants in general? We all have these prejudices, prejudgments about these group of people, good or bad. It doesn't matter. But an awareness that we group these people and have these prejudgments is really important to see what kind of seeds we're sowing within our mind. They've just discovered that they have proof now that when viruses are out, they mutate faster in people that are underfed. So again, with this whole world thing, when we have people that are malnourished, everything from HIV to polio to measles, all those things take on a greater speed of mutation, and what might have been minor can become more major. Well, I think the same thing happens with our thoughts, with viral thoughts. Viral thoughts go around the world, and they do it instantaneously. We have seen, in humankind, we have seen like where countries on opposite sides of the ocean invent the telephone at the same time. How does that happen? Because of consciousness, right? Consciousness is there. So we really need to make sure our soul is fed, or we too can be part of that mutation that really makes an illness, a dis-ease within life on this planet, have a greater root system, and potentially then a greater harvest. As a mystic, embrace the thoughts that are contrary to yours and travel to the place where there is nothing to defend. Travel to the place where there's nothing to defend. That is a really good exercise if you can listen and even have a different viewpoint, but not need to defend your viewpoint, that you can just listen to what is being said. Huge growth, huge strength, huge courage. We do not have to prove our rightness about anything. We only need to be kind. We only need to be loving, because that's the truth of our being, not that we're right. There was nothing in our spiritual DNA that says you were born to be right. Unless there may be an exception here, I don't know. Okay. Understanding that in our oneness in this world, if everything was the same, if the whole world was gray and everything was squares, that's not life. That's boring. The diversity is really an expression of our oneness, not the sameness, but the interconnectedness of all these different aspects of life and being and expression and art. We need what goods others create. We need, the global economy. It's wonderful. Think of the variety that we have as opposed to the time 60, 70 years ago when you really ate out of your backyard garden and what your neighbors grew. Now we get to enjoy this. I was reading some notes from my mother talking about where their clothes in the 30s were made out of the sacks that the chicken feed came in. That was good cloth. They would use it. So we are not just consumers and creators, producers of goods, but we're also part of this incredible web, this incredible garden of so many species, so many expressions. And for us to learn to honor and celebrate that diversity in our oneness. That's why Pride Month is so great. It's not just about the LGBTQ community. That's just a visible aspect that says, hey folks, we're not the same, we're all different, and we're proud of it. We get to be great individuals as God created us. But think how many times instead we say, this is the right way. Our culture is the right culture, our religion is the right religion, our politics is the right politics, our approach to life is the right way, and you're all wrong. Let's face it, have you ever gone into somebody else's house and opened their silverware drawer and found out they had their silverware in the wrong way? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so inherent in us that our way is the right way, even on the mundane things. And that's how wars start. When people are so convinced theirs is the only way and it's the right way. As a mystic, Jan says, crawl into bed at the end of the day singing thank you and thank you 100 times. Well, we're not going to sing thank you 100 times, but we're going to go into a time of meditation and take a few steps towards that. I have a new meditation song, Karen Drucker, One Breath at a Time. We'll sing this going into.
One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where the grace comes in. One breath at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where the peace comes in. One step at a time. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where the grace comes in. One breath at a time.
I invite you now to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And to consciously take a moment to ensure your body is happy, that it's relaxed, perfectly content to simply be. And so we begin our process for this moment of turning within, of connecting with the mystic within us. And we do it not in leaps and bounds, but simply one breath at a time. It is that simple. It is that gentle. It is that pleasing and that necessary. As we move to that inner space, we take a moment to celebrate the abundance of this physical body, filled with millions and trillions of cells, each one different from the other, yet incredibly harmonized as it works together to provide us this human experience. We remember the words of the ancients who repeatedly said, as above, so below, understanding that the thumbprint of the divine repeats, with the only difference being in scale. And so as we rest into that inner space, that place where our bulletins are downloaded from immortality, where we can hear and feel the messages from the one that speaks in silence, we are allowed to take a step back from the apparent conditions of the world and to dwell in that space where we can see the potential. We can see the fields filled with food. We can feel the love overwhelmingly setting in a crop of peace. We can feel the interconnectedness of humans just like us, no matter what their outer wearings are, no matter what their home looks like. So let us take a moment now in that infinite space of divine silence. Let us remember this peace. Any time that the apparent needs of the world overwhelm us, that we can each do our part, one breath at a time, one step at a time, as we are divinely guided to express that love, that peace, and that kindness. And so it is. Amen.
One day at a time, one day at a time, that's where the love begins. One day at a time, one heart at a time, one heart at a time. That's where the hope lives on. One heart at a time.
Thank you. Oh. By the way, I forgot to mention, one day at a time, 19 years ago today, Reverend Grace was ordained. She happened to be in a class with one of my friends. So That's the only way you get through it, one day at a time. Yeah. So, spiritual practice for the week. Why don't you practice being a mystic? Why not? You don't have to put on orange robes and go out begging with bowls. As Alan Alda says, you have to leave the city of your comfort and go into the wilderness of your intuition, and you will what you discover will be wonderful. What you'll discover is yourself. Yes. So we know how we can do it if we think it and we believe it, and I believe Winalee is going to come up here and take us down that road to creation.
Thank you, Reverend Sharon. Another Karen Drucker. Yeah, she's amazing. You might want to dance. Just saying. Think it, dream it, believe it, do it, think it, dream it, believe it, do it. I'm taking all those blocks away from me. I'm claiming my passion right now. I am the CEO of my life, and nothing's gonna stop me. No way, no how. Think it and dream it, believe it, do it, think it, just dream it, believe it. I can do it. I'm gonna dare to dream and make some plans. All the things I wanna do. I'm gonna light my load and ask for help. I am open to receiving, and my dreams are coming true. Think it, just dream it, believe it, and do it. Think it, just dream it, believe it. I can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. I can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. I can do it. Think it. Just dream it, believe it. Watch me do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. I can do it. Think it, dream it, believe it. You can do it. Think it and dream it, believe it. We can do Unity Band.
Thank you, Winalee. That was wonderful. Now's the time we create a sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing the blessings we have received. Giving is a matter of heart, not of wealth. If you are in person, you can place your love offering in the glass jar on the table, or anyone can also use the QR code on the screen to give your support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing of financial gifts this week, we invite you to affirm the sacred exchange by placing a hand over your heart or holding your gift. We bless our gifts as we share of our love and our treasure by affirming together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and come back. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who supports Unity with their loving gifts. Our circle of generosity grows even larger when we share those gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes is shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. For the second quarter of this year, we will be sharing with the Greater Lansing Food Bank and the Capital Area Humane Society. I will say that our food drive was a big success. Thank you all. Both organizations do the much needed work of helping to care for people with food insecurities and animals with home insecurities. Let us bless these organizations and affirm our blessings as we sing, I Am So Blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Let's take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts we received on your table. Let's affirm together. Given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Saturday, June 14th is a sound bath healing session with Julie Ross. The experience is an hour of vibrational healing using breath work and visualization, as well as a variety of chimes, a buffalo drum, and Julie's voice. Wear comfortable clothing and bring a blanket or a yoga mat to lie on. If weather is inviting, this will be held outside. Recommended love offering is $10. Everyone is encouraged to join us on Saturday morning, June 21st, as we do some spring cleaning of our church home. It would be helpful to sign up if you're available to help so we can plan our cleaning equipment. Lunch will be provided. Sign up is on the credenza. Beginning next Sunday, I'm very excited about this. We're going to start a group meditation at 9:45 in the morning in the upper lodge. I'm going to testify just a little bit here. I've become a regular meditator, and it has made a huge difference in my life. And we're going to have a variety of different types of meditation throughout the weeks. And if anybody would like to volunteer to lead a week, please see me, because there are times when we need somebody to fill in. The first session is going to be next week with Kathy Asif, who will be using her crystal bowl to create a beautiful meditation experience. Everyone is welcome. You do not need to be a skilled meditator to benefit, so make a point of checking this out. The June Unity Pulse is on the tables. The list of our June events is, so check it out. Also on the tables is a result of our 360 Ministry Review questionnaire, which we did in March. Unity's website has a calendar of events for easy reference, or you can sign up for the weekly e-news to keep current on what's happening at Unity. Following this service, prayer practitioners are available to pray with you one-on-one. Prayer practitioners will be gathered up here in front of the lectern, and you can identify them by their purple stoles. If you would like to join our prayer team, contact Reverend Grace. So let's creating a consciousness of community as we sing I Choose Love, followed by the prayer of protection. Feel free to stand in place or join the circle. A reminder to be respectful when taking someone else's hand.
My life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, is what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace on the planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. We choose love. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is